Yo, what is going on, guys? Carnage Mac here again, and today I am back with another haul video. A lot of this is more stuff that I picked up from new comic book day this week, which would have been the 23rd, I believe, of September. Might be off by like a day, but regardless, still picked up an excruciating amount of books, and I don't mean that as a joke, like an extensive amount of books. And I also went on a little trip with my girlfriend to Omaha. Found a handful of pretty cool stuff. But anyway, you'll see that later in the video. But starting off, got a reprint of Detective Comics number 27, the first appearance of Batman. Thought that was pretty cool. It was $8, which I do think is kind of, a stupid amount to pay for, that. But I mean, the quality is almost exactly like and I repeat, like an old comic. Like the paper feels like it's old feeling, and just everything else about it. And also, it's just a pretty cool cover as well. And I also get to finally read the first appearance of Batman. And then going along with that, they also, at the comic shop I went to, which is my local one that I keep getting my books from, they also did have this really cool free book, Joker the World. Haven't read it yet, kind of looked through it. The artwork looks pretty decent in it, so kind of excited to read that. And then up next, one of my favorite characters, as all of you know, this is issue number 2 of Phases of the Moon Knight. This is issue number 2. This one's more of a futuristic Moon Knight, from what I kind of understood just by, reading the description of it. One of the ones I have not read yet. And then we have Avengers Annual number 1. And the Avengers team up with Thanos, which I'm kind of curious about that. Just because, Thanos is kind of a big bad. And he's killed most of them more than once, pretty sure. Deadpool team up number 2. This one's kind of an interesting one because I have never seen anyone use Crystar in any way, shape, or form other than, the last time I remember seeing him was in the final issue of Deadpool Spider-Man. And that was issue 50. And that series ended in, 2018, I believe. So, kind of curious what they're going to be doing with Crystar. And then Ultimate X-Men issue number 7. Again, still not my favorite one, but, still reading it just because, new Ultimate Universe and, such. It's not a terrible story, it's just more the fact that I can't get behind the artwork, in my opinion. It's just not for me, artwork-wise. Anyway, going on to Spider-Boy Annual number 1. I haven't been really reading this whole Deathstone Saga series. I've just been picking up the ones to the characters I've been reading. And let me just say, from the bits and pieces I have read, it's pretty interesting so far. And up next is Venom War Deadpool number 1. Deadpool versus the Zombioids. Zombioids? Is that what they're called? I think they're called Zombioids, but haven't read this one yet, but it looks like a cool cover. Still don't know anything about the Zombioids yet, just because I haven't been reading the Venom series. And just sticking with the whole Deadpool theme, here is Deadpool number 6, and let me just say, this issue, oh boy, kind of a little worried about Deadpool at the moment, for those of you who have been reading. Kind of a little worried about him. And then next up, I do have 2 books up at the moment for those who can't see. I do have the Avengers issue number 18 done by Jed MacKay. Again, Jed MacKay's one of my favorite writers. Really digging it. I also do really like the cover of this one, the whole Hyperion one. And then the other one I picked up, which is also because I really, really thought this was a cool cover, This is still Avengers number 18, but it's like Storm versus Hyperion. Let me just say, this is a cool cover. I really do like it. Like, I don't pick up a lot of variant covers for the Avengers series, but that was definitely one I had to get, just because it's the one that caught my eye, like, the most out of all of them. Next up is The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 58, and as stated, this Spider-Man run is it's okay. Like, it's not the most groundbreaking one. It's pretty basic, and then, like, it's a cool cover, but I don't like how blocky Spider-Man looks. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Romita Jr.'s art. Like, Romita Sr., though, like, my god, that man, so good. Romita Jr. doesn't do awful on everything, in my opinion, but, you know, it just seems like he's been going really blocky with this series. And then this is definitely one of my top series I've been reading. This is the Incredible Hulk issue number 17. It's actually 2 away from Legacy number 800. I mean, almost at 200. But almost 800 issues of the Incredible Hulk, man. So cool. So cool. And it's also a really good story, too, so I do recommend you guys do check it out. And then I do still have more after this a little bit, but I'm just going to show this one before I get into, like, the cooler stuff that I found. This is Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 9, the main cover. Again, one of the best Spider-Man series going on at the moment, / best Ultimate Universe story going on at the moment, in my opinion. Jonathan Hickman's definitely killing it hardcore with it. And as usual for Ultimate Spider-Man, I did have to get a second issue of another cover. And this is actually the only series I've been picking up 2 issues of each. So, pretty cool. Wasting my money one paycheck at a time. Anyway, really digging this cover too. Like, I really do like it. It's really cutesy. Very sweet. Very demure, as the youth would say. Even though I'm only 24. So I am a youth. In a way, I guess. Anyway. Namor number 3. Really digging this series too. Really also did like this variant cover as well. Such a cool cover. And it's also a pretty good story too. Basically, Namor is going into the deep to try and stop, like, you know, the world war that's going on underneath the sea. Because since Namor has been no longer the king... Let me rephrase that. Namor is no longer the king of Atlantis. So people have been, you know, trying to take over the throne. Like Atuma and all the other kings of, like, all the other, like, sub-kingdoms. Like, kind of like, if you know Aquaman, like the trench, like, it's kind of like different species like that trying to do it, like the seaweed men were appeared in this issue. Never heard of them before, but they're kind of like Swamp Thing. Best way I can describe it, looks-wise. Anyway, enough of that tangent. Werewolf by Night, issue number 2, Red Band edition. This one's a pretty... Like, it's only been 2 issues so far. It's been okay. Like, I've never really read Werewolf by Night, but this one was pretty decent. Especially with the Red Band edition, like, the blood and guts. Just such a cool... Such cool detail, man. And up next, another Red Band book. This is Wolverine Revenge, issue number 2. Let me just say, this Wolverine Revenge run by Hickman, so good, dude. Like, Jonathan Hickman just killing it, dude. Because he's writing this, Ultimate Spider-Man. I might be wrong. He's probably not doing the Ultimates. But let me just say, Jonathan Hickman, always one of my favorite writers, like Secret Wars, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man, I should specify, and just so many other ones, like even Avengers. Like, he's such a good, like, big universe storyteller, in my opinion, and he does so good. And let me just say, the Capullo art on this one, amazing. Just Hickman's writing goes so good with it. And really excited to see what issue number 3 does. Just because in this one he kills mastermind. That is a spoiler, but I mean, basically, not going to spoil anymore. I do apologize for that little spoiler, but you know, he's basically hunting down the people on his claws, and in this one, he goes after him and Sabretooth. It ends with him fighting Sabretooth. Not going to end with anything like that. Anything, super spoilery. Alright, and next up, I'm going to go into, like, the back issue books that I found. The first one I got was when I was in Omaha with my girlfriend. This is just a series I started reading the first 2 issues of, and I thought it was pretty good. This is Ultimate X-Men issue number 3. This is like volume 2, I believe, because this is after the whole Ultimatum thing. Human Torch is part of the X-Men in, this series, which is pretty cool. Kind of curious to see where that goes. I don't really remember what happened in the first 2 issues. I just know it was something I really enjoyed. And then another one I found, and this one was kind of a surprising one. This is a $15 book, but, I basically just paid cover price for it. Yeah, basically the only key significance about this Ultimate Doom issue number 4 is Reed Richards gets his face scarred by the Human Torch. And this is just as, he's becoming, the Maker. So, pretty cool. And the Maker, I feel like, will play, like, a big role in, future upcoming Ultimate Universe stuff. So, which is kind of why I'm grabbing as much now as I can before he does blow up again. And this one I also found. This is the first full appearance of King Shark. And I know I do have this specific book, which I paid like $20 for when I bought my copy, which, I mean, is basically what it goes for, so I wasn't complaining too much. But then I found this one for $3. So, this is why you should wait on books you want to get. I mean, it worked out for me with my Hulk 181, which my uncle graciously gave me. Rest in peace, Uncle Scott. And I know I do kind of name drop that quite a bit, the Hulk 181, but I mean, I'm just still baffled I have it. But yeah, I do have a second copy of this. This one does look pretty good too. Like, I didn't only see like one little... actually, there was a couple little ticks on it. But, I mean, they're not really even color breaking, except for maybe that one right there. And then the other one... Is that color breaking? Yeah, it's kind of color breaking. But, I mean, still, very high copy. Especially for $3. Like, not going to say no to that. And then I found these next 2 books. I spent together on both of these $11, but I mean... Like, this one... Well, I should finish what I was saying. Like, I mean, they are both key books. So, I mean, $11 for both of them. Not bad. That's like... it'd be like $5.50 each book, which, I mean, for one book on its own is basically... But, I mean, I do have Omega Men number 5. This is actually the second appearance of Lobo. The first appearance being, right there. And basically, like, this is such a clean copy, too, and it's a $10 book, which kind of surprises me, because, Omega Men number 3 is, like, $100 book, and then second appearance, $10. But, I mean, then again, the second appearance of Deadpool is only, like, $20, at most, from what I see, so. And this one was a pretty clean copy, and mostly did pick it up because it does... have Lobo in it, and it is his second appearance. Also, fun thing about the Omega Men series, all the keys are just based around Lobo. So, it's pretty funny. And then this book, I picked this up because this is the first interior artwork by Jim Lee. So, and that's like a $20 book, and the guy had it priced for $7. Like, yeah, like I did spend $7 on this book for Alpha Flight, and I don't really care for Alpha Flight that much, but I do really like Jim Lee's artwork, so I thought that was a pretty decent pickup. Especially with the fact that it goes for like 20 on its own, and this looks like it could at least sell for 20 at some point if I ever do decide to sell it. And then this last book is a pretty big book. Like if it was the newsstand edition rather than the direct edition, it would be like a $300 book. But with the fact that it's the direct edition, it's like a $150 book. And I mean, I still got a phenomenal deal on this. And it's only that much specifically because, well, one, it's just a really cool cover, and two, it's the first appearance of a pretty big character in Marvel, America Chavez. This is her first appearance in Vengeance #1, and I paid $30 for this book. Yeah, I went to, like the stickers right there, the Imaginarium in Omaha, Nebraska, specifically Old Market. Really, really cool. Like, I'm not a huge fan of America Chavez, but I mean, I really, really do like this Magneto cover. Like, this is definitely a book I would probably only just send out to get graded and then not care about the story. But I mean, all the covers are really cool on this, like the Bullseye one, the Red Skull one. I forget who else was on them, but the Magneto, Red Skull, and Bullseye ones are the ones that look the coolest to me. And let me just say, that Bullseye cover is so good too. Anyway, that's basically all I have to show you guys today, so thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram too if you have any questions. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you, love you, peace.